Okay, so continue. There is no greater honor that is due to a teacher, and no greater awe that is due to a teacher. Right? That's how we have to treat our rabbis. Our sages declared in Amos 4:15, your fear of your teacher should be equivalent to your fear of heaven. Right? So commentary. In his commentary to this Mishnah, Rashi notes in Pesachim 22b equates the difference due to the Torah scholar to that of due to God. That's it. Right? Surely that applies to the sage under whom he was studied. So no more, no less, right? So we have to respect and be in awe of our rabbis as be in awe of God. Okay, so meaning when a person is arguing, and I noticed, and I witnessed just recently somebody arguing against a big rabbi, and I tried to quiet this person down. I said, look, that's whatever he said, that's what we're going to do. So I mean, your opinion is irrelevant, but he was arguing. Some people have this chutzpah, this right, being brazen. Okay. Continue. Therefore they said, commentary, Sanhedrin 110a. The Rambam quotes the entire passage that follows below in Sefer HaMitzvos, Positive Commandment 209, in his description, commentary, honor Torah scholar. Okay, so what do they say? Therefore they say, whoever dispute the authority of his teacher. So he said, maybe this rabbi does not know, we're talking about kosher rabbi, right? Maybe he does not know, maybe he forgot, maybe he's slow, maybe this, maybe that, maybe I outgrew him. And this person who argued against the great rabbi, and I was witness, so he was I'm not sure how long he's been learning Torah, maybe a year or so. Doesn't matter, even he's not very brilliant, but he's somewhat smart, I would say. So, but arguing against rabbi, so he finished whatever he finished, and it went into his head. He's almost as a big rabbi, which is not right. Okay, so one more time. Therefore, they said, whoever disputes authority of his teacher, 14. This comes out against his decision, teaching and granting decisions without permission. So meaning comes out against his decision. Meaning so the case I'm referring to, so that person asked Rabbi a question. Right? Rabbi told him what to do. He said no, and he gives argument. Why not? Okay. Rabbi listened to all of these arguments, and he said, okay, I consulted with other people, absolutely not. And this person said, oh, that's what it is, absolutely not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it anyway. That's what he said. That's stupidity at his best. Of course, it's arrogance. And it's exactly this number 14 talks about that person comes out against his decision, teaching and granting decisions, right? Without his permission. Sefer HaMitzvah, same place. Continue. 14. So one more time the whole sentence. Whoever disputes the authority of his teacher, maybe he does not know, right, is considering as if he revolts against divine presence, as implied by the Numbers 26:9, who led the revolt against God. So who led? This described the Korach revolts, right? Korach, we know the Parsha Korach when he went against Moshe and Aaron. So on the surface he was against Aaron, but also against Moshe as well, and the whole thing that HaShem commanded. HaShem said, let the Aaron be in Kohen Gadol. Aaron did not want it, and it's a big responsibility, but anyway, he said, it says that that Korach and his followers went again against God. This revolt described Korach's revolt, though ostensibly the revolt was directed against Moshe. The Torah considered it directed against God Himself, no more, no less. I mean, Moshe said, "Who am I? I'm just repeating what HaShem said. Like HaShem said, like this. So why you going against HaShem?" Right? And Moshe said, like people who are arguing with Moshe said, "Why are you going against HaShem?" Okay. So continue. Whoever engages in controversy with his teacher is considered as if he engaged in controversy with divine presence, as implied by Numbers 20:13, where the Jews contested with God and where He was sanctified. Okay, and where He was sanctified. What does it mean? In Numbers 20 verses 1 through 3 describes how, because of the lack of water, the Jews began quarreling with Moshe. As above, God interpreted this controversy as being directed against God Himself, not against Moshe. I mean, Moshe did not have any power to give them water, take away the water from them. Right? It was only Hashem's power. So they went against Hashem, but against Moshe in their mind, in their speech, but Hashem said, no, they went against me. Whoever complains against his teacher is considered if he complains against the divine presence, as implied by that's crazy, right? By Exodus 16:8, your complaints are not against us, but against God. 17. When the Jew complains against him, when Jews complains against him and Aaron, so him meaning Moshe, I guess, because of the lack of food, Moshe gave them this reply. On this verse, the Hilchot comments, whoever speaks against the shepherds of the Jewish people is considered if he spoke against God, especially, I mean, about the greatest people of our generation, greatest Rabbi, like during the coronavirus, when Rav Kanievsky, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, so he said, I think he said, they asked him a question about flu shot, the shots. He said, yeah, there is no problem. It's not forbidden. So some people, so they were openly from a religious community. Of course, they're not religious. They want to look religious, right? Against him and threaten his life. It's like crazy people, right? Very negative things about him. So I think if you go and check what happened to these people, I don't think they're alive or they're not healthy or something very bad happened to them. Unfortunately, right? Because when you go against such a person, nothing is good is going to happen to you. And how many people went against Rabbi Vadia Zatzal also? That's okay. That's as we call it, Ruach Shtus. So Ruach Shtus is a spirit of like craziness. Sometimes goes into person's mind, and even though he knows this Halachah, and I mean, I hope that he knows, because as we see, it's actually quoted from different places, and at least in 3 places it says that. So you go against your rabbi, you go against a great rabbi, so you're going against Hashem. Okay, and it's a Rashi on the verse. Okay, 17, continue. Whoever thinks disparagingly of his teacher, so I can't thinks, right, of his teacher, is considered as he thought disparagingly of divine presence, as implied. So before we see what the verse says, whoever thinks disparagingly of his teacher, commentary, explain the statement and actions in an unfavorable light, that he does not know. Maybe he's only smart than this, but maybe he only knows the weekly portion, but not halacha, but not ashkafa, this and that. So okay, so they take credence from a teacher, right? That thinks, even like he thinks in his mind, is considered as though he thinks independently of divine presence. And we say that HaShem, it's one of the 13 principles of Judaism, that HaShem knows all of our thoughts, right? So on one hand, it's only thoughts that are hidden, but on the other hand, no, it's not hidden. It's all in open for HaShem. And the people spoke against, as it says in Numbers 21:5, and the people spoke out against God and Moshe. Number 19. In this case as well, the people directed their criticism over lack of food and water to Moshe. However, the Torah considered it as being directed against God. Okay.